International boxing champion Anthony Joshua was involved in a road accident in Mako area of Ogun State. The incident, which happened around 11 a.m. earlier today along the heavily trafficked Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, led to the death of 2 persons.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Joshua has been involved in a car crash in Nigeria. As you guys know, Nigeria is sort of his heritage, so he was obviously there visiting after knocking out Jake Paul, which I made a video about. But pretty much the breaking news here is that him, his coach, and his best mate, who unfortunately passed away during this crash, were in Nigeria visiting. You know, his heritage is there. He went to school there, so they're having a good time in Nigeria. And this incident sort of happened when they were, I guess, traveling from point A to point B, and there was some speeding involved, from what the Nigerian sort of news channels are saying.
Reports indicate that an SUV transporting Joshua collided with a stationary truck. However, the exact circumstances of the crash are still under investigation. A video of the incident just you've seen, the 35-year-old former heavyweight champion being rescued from the wrecked vehicle, appears to have suffered injury.
In a devastating sort of mood today, because he's lost some of the closest friends, you know, his best mate and his coach. And after his, you know, amazing win against Jake Paul, for this happen shows, you know, how quickly things can just flip 180. And we should all just be sort of grateful and, understanding of, you know, just how quickly things can change. So this is just a quick video to kind of just let you guys know that he's all right. He's been taken to hospital. His mates were obviously in the front driver's seats, and we're talking that, you know, he potentially could have been speeding.
What we'll discover was that men at Shagam units informed us of the unfortunate incident. From what we got to understand was that there was a trailer that was parked at the shoulder, whereby the vehicle conveying Anthony Joshua and his team did a wrongful overtake, and they ran into that vehicle.
If you haven't been in Africa and you're driving around the roads, they can be quite lawless. I mean, obviously there's cops around and all that kind of stuff, but you can get away with a lot more things that you can't in countries like Australia or the United States, because there's cameras all over here, so they'll catch you doing something. So people tend to be a lot more careful. Not that they weren't careful. Obviously they're from the UK, and I'm sure there's just as many cameras there in regards to speeding, but a lot of the time when people travel over to another country, they sort of get this freedom of, like, they can do anything. And unfortunately, in this case, it looks like there was a speeding incident and an overtaking that the driver was trying to do, and, you know, ran into a parked trailer, basically. So
now, from the report we have 5 people were involved in the total. 2 people lost their lives, and the rest just had injuries.
Once, you know, he wakes up from this, realizes he's gotten out of hospital, he's a survivor, it can be quite difficult for someone who's a lone survivor in such an incident, and your friends passed away, to come away from that without any psychological impact. So one of the things I wanted to end this video with is to just, you know, take it easy on the boy Anthony Joshua. He's got a bit of an uphill battle ahead. You know, his best mate, you know, and his coach. So this is a devastating hit to him. And I think, you know, these are the moments where, you know, if you're making content, making videos, like, try not to dramatize it as much. You know, at the end of the day, it's a car accident, and Anthony Joshua is, you know, although he's okay, he's going to be taking a bit of a psychological brunt from this, you know, lone survivor sort of thing. He makes it back to the UK and tries to pick up his life. But there you go. This is pretty much the breaking news at the moment. And yeah, if you want to support this channel, you know, we're making videos and whatnot in regards to finance, you know, a bit of life stuff and just news in general. If you want to support the channel, by all means subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one. Catch you later. Bye.